Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Today, Battlefield went through and detailed some pretty major upcoming updates for the game, for multiplayer with map content and how they are addressing some of the concerns around map size and map quantity. We also have some new details on REDSEC as well. There is quite a bit to break down in their new community update here, based around Battlefield Labs Season 2 testing and beyond. So let's dive in and see exactly what they got to say. We hope you had a wonderful holiday season and we are ready to jump into action as Battlefield Labs kicks off the new year. As mentioned in the January update blog, which we covered the other day, we're using Labs to further polish and refine Season 2 content, validating changes and making final tuning adjustments ahead of launch while continuing to apply what we learn as we evolve the experience. In this next session, we'll be testing content on one of Season 2's new maps, Contaminated. So we now have a direct confirmation Season 2 is getting a new map called Contaminated. We'll be evaluating how vehicle gameplay and aerial presence interact with infantry combat alongside cover and asset placements and objective boundaries. We'll also be testing how the map's unique gameplay mechanics function in live matches, as well as the tools available to players to interact with them. While we're saving the full details on the new map for a later time, we can share that in terms of size, Contaminated falls between Eastwood and Myrick Valley and is comparable to classic Battlefield maps such as St. Quentin Scar in Battlefield 1 or Eris in Battlefield 5. So they're going through their detail and size. They know that the community, the player base, is very anxious about map size in this game, and we don't have enough large maps here. But being that Eastwood and Myrick Valley are some of those larger ones that we have, it'll be similar in size to those. And they actually give us a look of what Contaminated is going to look like. A little bit more of a vibrant map on this mountainside here. It seems like a pretty cool play space in general. So that's our first little preview and look at Contaminated. Let's see what else they have to say, though. Alongside our Season 2 map testing, upcoming Battlefield Lab sessions will also include a handful of gameplay focus tests. This includes early testing of the AH-6 Little Bird. That's now confirmed officially. We basically already had it officially confirmed from some of their teases before, but outright saying it's coming ahead of its planned arrival in Season 2, allowing us to evaluate how it fits within the broader vehicle ecosystem and how it performs across different combat scenarios. So map details and vehicle details outright here, but that's not all for what they've gone through and revealed for future updates. There's some pretty exciting stuff they have on the horizon, and keep in mind as we're going through everything here today, if you guys enjoy the video, for one, a like rating is always seriously appreciated. It really does help grow the channel and it shares the video around to new viewers. Also, if you happen to be one of those new viewers, you want to ensure you're always in the know for everything going on in Battlefield, the latest news, updates, leaks, rumors, the best weapons and breakdowns there. This is the place to be, so feel free to hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications. Moving on to on the horizon here, they say looking further ahead, we'll be running more exploratory tests across aircraft and vehicle combat systems. This includes initial testing of aircraft radar, an important part of the aircraft gameplay experience and a system we've been actively evaluating as a part of the future of air combat improvements. So a lot of updates coming to vehicle and air combat systems in general. So if you haven't been a fan of how things have played out so far, this should be very good news for you. In parallel, we'll be exploring a tuning package focused on rocket and vehicle interactions, including early adjustments to weapons such as RPGs and TOW launchers, as well as vehicle handling considerations when countering rockets. So just the counterplay of rockets versus vehicles and how those affect the general gameplay ecosystem as well. Once again, any tuning updates here I would consider very good news. Future testing will also validate improvements we're making to hit registration and overall combat consistency. It's about time. As it is one of the more complex areas of development, but also maybe the biggest single thing going on in game, because if you don't have good hit reg and combat consistency, well then your gunplay doesn't matter, your vehicle play doesn't matter all that much. Basically every single interaction in the game is affected by hit reg and overall combat consistency. So I'm glad they're again talking about this being a priority, but sort of giving themselves a buffer here that it's one of the more complex areas of development. We spoke with the lead producer, David Serlin, who emphasized that these issues are rarely tied to a single change, but instead require careful iteration across multiple systems, extensive testing, and time to validate results at a scale. So sort of explaining why we haven't seen any drastic updates to this so far. This work includes a number of changes currently in development, with some improvements planned to arrive earlier in Season 2. Doesn't sound like that'll be at launch, but in like the launch window. And additional more impactful updates in the coming months, so like mid-season basically. Battlefield Labs will help us update and test and validate these improvements as they progress, including scenarios where players may be eliminated after reaching cover, or deaths behind cover, or desync related behavior. I like that they're directly calling this out as a situation that they are looking into. We also have plans to bring a fan favorite map from Battlefield 4 into Battlefield Labs prior to it going live in a future season, that being Railway. So that'll be coming back from BF4. Railway is being rebuilt for today's Battlefield, not simply ported forward, so maybe not going to be a straight one-to-one. They're going to update things here and there. Our goal is to preserve what made the map so memorable in Battlefield 4, particularly its combined arms gameplay, while improving how it plays and supports the Battlefield 6 systems. Golmud is planned to be the largest Battlefield 6 map to date, giving us the opportunity to expand gameplay on a larger scale. Yet again, good news here as far as map size goes, which is obviously, as I mentioned, a major concern. We're bringing this into Battlefield Labs early, as this will be a multi-session project. Through Labs, we want to test changes such as larger flight space, increased cover for aircraft, and other adjustments as well. We'll share more details at a later date, which we'll of course be covering when those details are out. Battle Royale solos testing. This has maybe been the most requested update for REDSEC so far. We are also continuing internal and exploratory testing around Battlefield Battle Royale solo play, as we evaluate how different player configurations impact pacing, balance, and the overall experience. The work is focused on understanding where solo play can best fit within the broader Battle Royale roster, including how it affects match flow, survivability, and long-term engagements when featured alongside other BR experiences. These tests are part of our ongoing effort to make informed decisions about how Battle Royale is structured and presented over time, rather than committing to a single permanent configuration. Any future player-facing testing would be approached with the goal of learning and validation, and we'll share more details ahead of time if and when those tests are planned. As always, when testing does take place, clear guidance on participation and feedback will be provided. So solos is still undergoing testing. To me, that doesn't seem like it's going to be coming to the game probably in the near future. Like season 2 would be pretty surprising in my opinion. Maybe with one of like the mid-season updates, or 2/3 of the way through the season, something like that. But it doesn't seem like that's necessarily the next update coming for BR in any sense there. They of course want you to go through and join labs if you want, so you can participate in these early play tests. It's all under NDA, so you're not supposed to share any photos or video of what's going on. Ultimately, this stuff leaks out regardless, so I'm sure we're going to have plenty of leaks to discuss here in the coming days. We actually got some earlier today that we'll be breaking down in a future video, so stay tuned for that. But certainly quite a few interesting announcements and updates here with this community update. That is going to wrap things up. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to drop a like on it, and if you're new here, feel free to hit that subscribe button. To guarantee you are always in the know with everything going on in the world of Battlefield. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.